We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Diddy's career could be in serious jeopardy after 50 Cent released those prison tapes of him, sending the entire internet into a frenzy. Everyone was eager to see what else 50 had in store. During his discussion about the Netflix docu-series Sean Combs, The Reckoning, 50 hinted that what we've seen so far might just be the start. He revealed that he has additional tapes ready for release.
Other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make the, was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot, you had to pick and choose things, like even in like an area where he chooses to date people who he knows previously dated someone. He has a baby by a woman that was dating Tupac.
Wow.
To add to it, but we had to cut it down so he could.
For time.
Yeah.
So are you coming out? I know next year is going to be a number 2. Season 2?
Or I just put it on YouTube.
I just put it on YouTube.
That's right. 50 has teased dropping more Diddy tapes on YouTube, making them accessible for everyone. Perhaps the most explosive revelation since this 50 Cent interview is how Diddy has been exposed for allegedly trying to intimidate and influence a juror. Here's what happened.
Well, Diddy was recording it because he thought he was about to beat the case. So he wanted to do a Netflix documentary. Didn't pay the guy, and then 50 got all 140 hours of footage of secret Diddy tactics. Well, there's a guy named Neil who was mentioned in the court, works right up under Diddy, was organizing everything. Allegedly, they are saying that he is on video, film, tampering with witnesses, giving out addresses, offering money, bribing, we'll pay for your lawyers, all kind of shit that could be counted as witness tampering, obstruction of justice. And 50, of all people, has his hands on this footage. And I'm hearing that this could implicate Diddy's lawyers in some bullshit. They could be charged. This shit is getting wild. And I'm hearing that this 50 Cent documentary is just the fucking tip of the iceberg.
This guy in this video said one specific name, and it was Neil, and it automatically made me think of Neil Dominique. Everything that we just covered the other day that came out from Diddy's former chef, Jordan, who was going to be a witness testifying against Diddy in the criminal trial. You remember, she just took to her Instagram calling out Neil Dominique, saying that he was basically the one to give Diddy information that she was testifying to the grand jury. She has been claiming for a while, when she testified to this grand jury on April 2nd of 2024, just 2 weeks later, Diddy's attorney would text her saying, "Dear Chef Jordan, this is Aaron Dyer. I'm Sean Combs' attorney. I left you a voicemail last week, but wanted to follow up. I have been told you have been contacted by law enforcement and might want an attorney to represent you." So that man in this video was basically saying that 50 Cent has video footage of Diddy talking to these people and setting this up to go after.
The craziest part is that 50 Cent himself confirmed this. He openly stated that he possesses 140 hours of footage after rumors began circulating. He even posted online, "Yes, I have the footage, lol," shocking everyone. It gets even wilder, as he later explained his reasons for going after Diddy so aggressively.
I was just telling this as clear as I don't have any reserve, like the fear that they would actually have towards him. I don't think he's special.
A pivotal moment for 50 was obtaining footage of Diddy's final days before his arrest and indictment. Viewing that raw material for the first time was an explosive experience. According to 50,
there's a lot of people in this docuseries that wasn't in the previous docs that you saw because they said, no, I'm gonna do that one because 50, that's gonna be the big one. Because I'm not scared of none of that. Like, I think it's just the way I was brought up. I don't really register those things. I've been through way more extreme things than these people. I look at the project, it's just another project to me, and they can look and create reasoning for it. It could be their personal take on why it's the way it is, but if they watch the docuseries itself, they'll understand it's been done tastefully and it is the best version of a docuseries that you'll see on this. Well, he is a big part of the culture. Like he's a respectable. He made it to respectable position than go to jail. Any smart person would pick their fights. And you say, I don't really get anything out of it. It's not my business anyway, so then why say something about it? Like, the docuseries is me putting together people who had different experiences and letting them tell their truth, right? And a lot of things come out that make clarity for you in a different way to it. But I only was comfortable saying stuff about him because I've been saying it for 20 years. I've said it since that day, that day. I'm like, what? Nah.
One of 50 Cent returned to the spotlight wielding what he values most: proof, real evidence. He made it clear that if you're not documenting your rival's downfall, you're not playing at his level. He also discussed why top figures in Diddy's circle have stayed silent. 4 years, 50 quietly gathered every piece of information about Diddy, patiently waiting for the perfect moment. That moment has now arrived. Diddy is behind bars, shouting at his lawyers from prison walls, unable to stop 50's documentary from gaining traction. Diddy's lawyers tried to intervene, labeling the documentary illegal and urging Netflix to take it down. One significant omission from the docu-series was the death of someone close to Diddy, Anthony Wolf Jones, his former bodyguard. Gene Deal recently spoke out about Diddy's involvement in Wolf's death and criticized the documentary for leaving him out. Gene clarified that the East Coast versus West Coast feud didn't begin with Big Jake's murder as some claim. Wolf wasn't the shooter, and everyone involved knew this. Wolf, who managed security and coordinated operations for Puff, had insisted that he wouldn't travel without full protection, warning Puff and Kirk Burroughs repeatedly.
That was really fascinating.
A journalist would ask that, but a journalist would also say, I'm gonna keep my sources secure, but but I got it. They can blame it on me. That it's that. I think he's gonna actually like the project. He's gonna see that it was done fair, the perspective. Because he's gonna see too many people or he'll be consumed by what his personal experience was with each individual that's saying things about him because he lived these things. She's gonna understand it. You can interview her following that and I'll do the interview with her. I'll make sure I put it together. Yeah, because I had communications with her to understand it, what's going on. And even though she's not in the docuseries, it was important I spoke to her to understand how things transpired. The husband, I spoke to him away from her, separate individual communications. And see, things kind of match up. Like when people say things, I go, oh, okay, I hear what you said. But if you hear things multiple times from people, different people, it kind of rings true to you. He got old real fast. His hair was jet black, like mine. And the next day, he was like a full. All I saw from was the raccoon pictures from the courtroom. When they drew him, it was looked like a raccoon.
Tragically, Wolf lost his life while protecting Puff and managing security. Gene emphasized that this critical part of the story, including Wolf's ties to BMF, was entirely omitted from the documentary.
And Kirk Burroughs called me up. He's like, yo, Gene, you and Wolf, I got y'all tickets to LA. I said, all right, cool. So I go down there and I pick up the tickets to LA. I got Wolf ticket. So I'm calling Wolf up. I say, yo, Wolf, I got your ticket to go to LA. And Wolf said, I ain't going. I said, what you mean you ain't going? He said, yo, Gene, I ain't gonna tell you how I'm making I ain't gonna tell you how to make your money, but I'm gonna let you know this. I told Puff them if they wasn't gonna take 2 tour buses of my niggas out there with us, I'm not going. Wolf is the head of all the functions that has to do with Puff dealing with security. I have my own contract with Puff, yeah. Paul Alford ran Green Gate Security, which is the daily operations of Puff stuff. That's his house, his cars, his transportation. He ran the office, the bad boy office, the clothing, all that shit. He ran a daily operation with his security. Wolf is over whatever's happening with Puff. You understand? Wolf tells Puff them and tell Kirksborough and them, no, if y'all not going out there right, nobody should go out there at all.
Gene's message is clear. Wolf's death wasn't a minor event or accident. It was directly linked to industry dynamics and decisions by those in charge, and it deserved far more attention. Meanwhile, Diddy and his family are reportedly preparing a $1 billion defamation lawsuit, possibly the largest in history, in response to the documentary. Yet 50 Cent pointed out that pursuing legal action would require proving the documentary's claims false, potentially opening more complications. Financially, Diddy faces challenges. Despite his wealth, ongoing legal battles, appeals, and legal fees are draining. Without fresh income, maintaining his lifestyle could become difficult, which may end up being the real penalty. Diddy also made a massive blunder by secretly recording private conversations with his lawyer, Mark Agnello, who had successfully defended him in court. This betrayal undermined client confidentiality, a cornerstone of legal trust.
So, led to the next.
Since that critical mistake, shocking revelations about Diddy's criminal activities have continued to surface. The docuseries features footage of Diddy on the streets, stopping for photos with people, mostly men, who approach him. At one point, he jokes about needing hand sanitizer after so many hugs, saying, "That's what I have to do. It's like 150 hugs. You feel me? We got to be realistic about what's going on out here. It's time to cleanse." In another clip, Diddy discusses hiring an editor to compile clips of Don Richard, a former member of his groups Donady Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, who has filed a civil suit alleging sexual assault, battery, harsh working conditions, and inadequate pay, yet speaks positively about her relationship with Diddy. Given Don's reasons to speak negatively, Diddy's attempt to portray the opposite is deeply concerning.
Garagos, who is my co-host on Two Angry Men, he's represented Diddy for years, and his daughter is part of the Agnifilo defense team. And he was involved in all of this. So in this past weekend's podcast, I pushed him to find out how Agnifilo really feels here. And Mark kind of skirted it some, but I think you get the sense. Diddy knew that Mark was being recorded, but Diddy didn't tell Mark. Does Mark feel betrayed by Diddy?
I've not talked to Mark about it.
What do you think?
Would feel.
What do you think?
I will tell you I'll just tell you, if it was me, I would be more than a little upset. I was more than a little upset when the client didn't know and I was being recorded. I mean, there was a while there where I was meeting clients under bridges, freeway bridges, because I was PTSD over it. So I think, as a lawyer, it is one of the most inviolate oaths that you take to protect the client confidentiality and the client privilege. So I don't know, I haven't talked to Mark, but if I were Mark, I would be out of my head.
Out of my head.
It's incredible. Diddy did two things here. Number one, he betrayed Mark Agnifilo, who, to your point, did so much for him. Obviously, without Mark Agnifilo, may very well be spending the rest of his life in prison. The second thing that he did is, by having a third party that's privy to the conversation, the videographer in this case standing there, there's no privilege, right? Diddy waived that entire privilege. Now, it didn't end up backfiring because it seems nobody knew about it until the end of trial, and what are you going to do at this point? But it's such a callous act by Diddy to just sell out his lawyer like that. It's so selfish.
The series also includes audio from a 2008 proffer interview with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, currently awaiting trial for Tupac Shakur's 1996 murder. A proffer allows someone to provide information to law enforcement without the risk of it being used against them in court, though it doesn't grant full immunity. In the documentary, Davis claims that Diddy allegedly arranged Tupac's murder for $1 million.